All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Keyboard Warriors presented by Crossman's MMA. I am your host, Eddie Law. With me, as always, the boys from Stand and Bang, Fred Kirby and Aaron Robbins. Let's obviously it's a Sunday edition of the show, so we're actually still have a lot of yesterday's card fresh in our minds. But of course, the freshest thing on our minds right now is the Yoel Romero against Lyoto Machida fight. Specifically, what Yoel Romero went ahead and said, or might have said, might not have said after the fight in the post-fight interview. Actually, I want to hear what Fred, what do you think he said, and what was your reaction to it?
There ain't no okay, first off, let's just start from the beginning. There's no fucking think about it. The damn dude said fucking no gay Jesus, okay? His fucking English was fucked up. What he meant to fucking say was up with Jesus and down with the gays. He fucking premeditated it. He started off his interview with saying, I'm going to try to say some shit in fucking English. Mm-hmm. He knew exactly what he was doing. He fucking made it a point that he was going to make a point, and then he yammered on about America for a minute, and then he said some shit about gay people. Now, could it just be fucking ironic that he happened to have a foul up like that right when fucking gay marriage got legalized in America? Fucking maybe. But that's some highly doubtful shit, right? Like, now I know Aaron, and you know what? Okay, first off, why the fuck do you think he didn't say it, Aaron? Like, what makes you, he's a fucking Bible thumper.
Right, exactly. He's a Bible thumper. What I got from his whole entire speech was, what happened to America? Why are you forgetting Jesus? Because it is a trend. And all of the Bible thumpers in all of the heart of the country will tell you, church attendance is down. People downplay the whole religion thing much more this generation than they did last generation. And I think that was his whole soapbox thing. It's still just as ridiculous. Like, don't get me wrong. One of the tenets of religion that kind of gets me a little bit cringy is the fact that you have to go out and recruit. Right? I don't think, if there is a God, I don't think he needs your help. Do you know what I mean? He made everything. So if that's your belief, do you know what I mean? We don't need to hear it, especially from a fighter. That's one of those most hypocritical things about fighters, and I'll get to the gay thing in a second. When they're always like, yes, I'm going to beat my opponent because God is with me. So what, God has forsaken the other motherfucker? That doesn't seem fair. What kind of God is that? I mean, doesn't he protect everybody who gets in the cage if you believe in that sort of stuff? But anyways, no. I think, just like with everybody now as part of the Rainbow Coalition, everybody's fucking Twitter picture changed, everybody's Facebook profile picture changed. You hypocritical motherfuckers. You didn't give a shit about gay marriage 4 days ago. But after it became a big thing, everybody's, oh, look at me, I want to be popular. So I'm going to put a little fucking rainbow picture. Looks like everybody's on an old TV that got kicked in the fucking side from the 1950s or something like that. Absolutely ridiculous, all you fuckers. So everybody has it on their mind. So as soon as they heard him say forget Jesus, which is forget Jesus, that was it. He didn't say nothing about fags getting married, by the way, just for the record. He didn't say anything about marriage. He said gay Jesus. Now I'm pretty sure that's not up to debate. That doesn't have nothing to do with nothing. Gay Jesus. Now, if he came out and said gay Jesus, that's real weird because I didn't get that memo that all of a sudden Jesus came out of the closet. So I think what it is, especially with people like Fred Kirby who were just waiting to stir the shit pot, is you heard what you wanted to hear, and it fucking caught fire on Twitter. And I'll tell you what about Twitter. It's full of fucking retards and morons. So when it gets to be trending and shit like that, that's when I know something isn't true because it's all full of idiots and disinformation. Was he Bible thumping? Absolutely. Was he making a political or religious statement on gay marriage? Come the fuck on.
Bullshit. The reason he didn't say nothing about marriage is because his English fucking sucks. Yeah, listen, you brought up the point earlier on Stand and Bang. Would this guy be fucking smart enough to have an agenda? I don't think he was fucking clever enough to bring up the fact that Americans' church attendance has gone down over the last decade. What the fuck are we talking about? Bullshit. Fucking gay marriage just got legalized, and that dude said some suspect-ass shit with broken English. There's no doubt about... I'll tell you this. Ask Yoel Romero what he thinks about gay marriage. Did they ask him that at the fucking post-fight press conference?
How would that be relevant?
What the fuck? How is it not?
In MMA, how is that relevant? So what are you telling me? One of these fucking idiots that goes to the scrums, bruh? So, Yoel Romero, I'm from Jock Sniffer's MMA. And I was just wondering, what is your stance on the legalization of gay marriage? And he would go into the crowd and fucking smash that dude out. Are you fucking kidding me? This is MMA. This isn't a goddamn political debate.
He started it. If he wouldn't have said some suspect
You
shit
started
live on Fox.
You started it. All you
Bullshit.
people started it. You
Bullshit.
misunderstood him. Bullshit. The guy can barely speak fucking English. Let me tell you what. He wasn't getting up on no fucking soapbox about gay marriage. Anybody who believes that is fucking stupider than they look.
Whatever. He fucking barely speaks English, but he spoke enough English to desecrate the fucking USA for something. And I'm telling you, it wasn't because our fucking church attendance went down. The cute cocksucker is not that clever. Fuck that. There's no fucking way. And he ain't that ironic either.
But he is clever enough to keep his finger on the pulse of gay marriage just in time for his fight with Lyoto Machida. On the off chance that he beats a guy who's outranking him right now, that's his main agenda, Kirby, is that he's like, look at this, I'm number 4 in the middleweight division now. Watch this. I'm about to blast gay marriage. Come on.
No, listen, you're right, though. I do think that's what it is. It was all over social media. Even somebody like fucking Yoel probably seen it constantly. It was all over everything, and the dude is a big fucking Christian. I think he thought it was the perfect platform that Jesus isn't really for this, and that America is taking a turn for the wrong by legalizing gay marriage. I don't think he's that vague that it was just that is such horseshit that it just generally Yoel is not impressed with our state of Christians in this country.
Why not? He's the soldier of God. Why would it not be? There's not enough in the gym. Who knows? How could you possibly think that you know what he is thinking when he's up there?
Because he said, down with gays, up with Jesus. What the fuck? He said it. I'm telling you.
He did not say that.
that would be the greatest, most nice.
Yo, Eddie. What the fuck do you think?
Okay, so here's the thing. All right. So here's the thing, because I have a tendency to say, obviously you guys know from me critiquing the shit out of your shows, I listen to everything everyone says, when I can hear it, and I was listening to the post-fight press or interview, not the press conference, the interview, and when he said that, I legitimately thought he said, basically what Kirby was saying, no to gays, yes, or whatever, go Jesus or whatever, but the more I heard it, because I found the Vine online on Twitter, I literally played it like 50 times. And it does sound like no forget Jesus, and he goes, no forget Jesus people, right? And I look, first of all, I immediately hashtag gay Jesus as soon as he said that shit. I thought it was the funniest fucking thing I ever heard. I mean, if Jesus was gay, first of all, we don't know it. It could have been, you don't know, all right? But I'm siding with Aaron on this one because it just doesn't make sense, dude. I mean, okay, and let's say he did say it. Let's say he...
Fuck! Hold on, bro. You're siding with Aaron because my shit don't make sense, and you guys are taking the stance that he just vaguely said that shit for no good reason.
It's not for no good reason. Take the homosexuality out of the question. This dude is known for being uber religious, okay? Now take into consideration the fact that trying to translate from English to Cuban, whatever the hell he speaks, the guy's been here a long time. And when he started talking, I swear to God, I just thought he was like growling in his throat. You know what I mean? I couldn't understand a goddamn thing. But if you take the homosexuality out of the equation, then it makes perfect sense. No. Don't forget Jesus, people. That was it. What is don't forget Jesus, people? What does that mean to you, Kirby? Don't forget Jesus, people.
It means that he's trying to say, don't be fucking gay because of Jesus, but my English is fucked up. Listen, if you take the gay thing out of the equation, how does it make sense on any platform? What the fuck is he talking about if you take the gay thing out of the equation? What?
It's very simple if you take the homosexual thing out of the equation. Don't forget Jesus. He's a Bible thumper. Hey, America, don't forget Jesus.
Oh, man, what is he selling Bibles? Bullshit.
No, look, listen. It's so funny now. I don't know what the fuck. Look, let's say he did say that. Let's say he just said no for gays, Jesus people. First of all, he's missing a couple fucking commas that he should have put in that shit to make sense. Second of all, I mean, what happened? In the back, someone fucking said, hey, Reebok's gonna be really fucking pissed. How about you tell everybody you said no forget Jesus? Like, do you really think that happened?
What the fuck are you? What show am I? Yes, of course that's what. Okay, yes, motherfucker. fuck, that is exactly what happened. He got up there, he lost his goddamn mind for a minute, and he thought that he'd make a statement for all the solid Christians that felt like they took one on the chin because we legalized gay marriage when he had the platform. And then when he came off his, because you seen what happened. After he knocked Machida out, he lost his shit. He jumped over the cage. He's fucking screaming like a banshee. He was out of his mind. When he went to the back, they said, "What the fuck is the matter with you?" Fox tweeted out some bullshit about, "We don't know what he said, but he knocked out Lyoto Machida." Boy, that's exactly what happened. Yes.
Hey, let me tell you what. If you ever listen to enough foreigners, yeah, and you should have, because you hear plenty of frickin' Spanish-speaking guys, Portuguese-speaking guys. Let me tell you what. If it was about marriage, he would have said something more like, "No guy for fuck guy, Jesus," or "No guy for fuck guy, people." It wouldn't have been no forget Jesus. Jesus wouldn't have been in that equation. He'd have come right out and said and be like, "No fucking guys." You know what I mean?
No.
No, so Kirby, no matter how long you argue this, or any other idiot on Twitter, which quite frankly, I'm ashamed of you for agreeing with all of them, that's not what happened, plain and simple. And just like Eddie, if you go back and listen to the Vine, if you go back far enough, he says the word forget earlier in it, and he says for gay.
Okay, no, listen. So here's the thing. Say he said forget Jesus. Say he didn't say gay at all, okay? I still think it's very odd. I don't think that Yoel Romero studied our fucking church attendance, or ask him then. Okay, fair enough. Take the gay thing out of it. Then what the fuck did you mean, Yoel? Why was you telling the American people to not forget Jesus out of fucking the clear blue sky after the biggest win of your fucking life?
See, you're taking this too analytically, man.
Oh.
We are talking about a guy. We are talking about a dude. We're talking about a dude who barely speaks English and is a huge meathead athlete. I actually question if he knows that the legalization of gay marriage went through. I really believe that. I'll bet you he doesn't know that Donald Trump is running for president. I'll bet you he doesn't know the political agenda of the Clintons. I'll bet you he doesn't know any of that shit. I'll bet you that he knows which bar that he really likes to lift at the gym. That's what I'm talking about. I just think it's absolutely ridiculous. The dude is into Jesus, loves Jesus. He thinks America doesn't love Jesus enough. End of story. I will bet you that he has no stance whatsoever on gay marriage, except for that he probably doesn't like it, but he sure as hell wasn't talking about it then.
Probably. I'll bet my left fucking testically he doesn't like it. And I guarantee you, if anybody asked him, he says, "No, you go to hell if you are gay."
Hey, maybe. And that all plays back to the religious thing. But I'll tell you what, I'll put money on it just like you like to put your funny little money on all your shitty bets. And you won money on Yoel Romero last night, so you should be kissing his ass. That didn't have nothing to do with anything. And I'll tell you what, it toned down real quick, too. People are kind of like making jokes just like us, and we got a good show out of it and whatever. But that shit calmed down real fast. If the Vine would have came back and it would have clearly said what everybody thought he said, then there really would be some sort of shitstorm. But it's not. People just mistook it.
Okay, listen, we can end on it here in a minute, but there should be a shitstorm. The Vine was shaky because his fucking English is fucking shite. So you're never going to get a picture perfect fucking down with gays up with Jesus because he can't speak English that good. But we all fucking know what he meant.
I know for a fact he didn't say down with gays up with Jesus.
That's what he meant. I'm fucking telling you, that's what he fucking meant. And listen, let me also say this. It is his fucking right to feel like that. It's my right to think he's a dumbass for it. It is also my right to think he's a fucking pussy if he doesn't come out and stand behind his word. As the Christian man he is, I know he don't believe in gay marriage, so fucking say it.
But he doesn't have to come out and say it because that wasn't what he said originally. So why attack the guy on the stance on gay marriage?
I'm not attacking, I'm asking.
Why don't we ask him about eugenics while we're at it, or if he was down with Hitler? He didn't say any of that shit either. So leave the motherfucker alone. He just beat up Lyoto Machida.
All right, that shit's not up for debate.
Yeah, here's the thing. I just think it's hilarious to start talking about Jesus after beating the shit out of one of his creatures. It was pretty. Let him beat the fuck out of this dude and up with Jesus down for gays. It makes no sense. But speaking of the ass, what we put on Lyoto Machida, I mean, did Lyoto look old as fuck or what? I mean, not old as fuck, but I mean, as soon as he got taken down off his back, he had nothing. He just did not look the same to me. What do you think, Aaron?
Well, no, I agree with you completely with the old as fuck. Even like the post-fight interview that he had, he just looks haggard, man. Like the difference between him at 34 and 37 is like it's a thunder strike. You look at the guy 3 years ago, his physique, the way that he moved, the way that he was able to absorb punishment, and look at him now, and it's just like he is aged light years. So I don't know. Last night he just looked bad, and Kirby brought this up on Stand and Bang earlier. Machida's style has always been to avoid punishment, and he's always been a half step faster than everybody else. Now he's losing that half step, and I think the reason why he's always looked to avoid damage is that he doesn't take it very well, especially now. So pretty much, I mean, I was watching the fight, and as soon as he got dumped on his back, I said out loud, "Fight's over," and sure as hell, 10 seconds later, he was out cold. So I don't know, man. One, maybe two more fights, and then I think it's time for old Leota to go out to pasture.
Yeah, and if you think about it, look, how many guys has Machida fought that weren't elite fighters, or at least high-level guys? He's been through a lot of wars, but to me, he has not been the same since that damn Weidman fight. Ever since that fight, he's just been going downhill. And Fred, you got to see this fight. I mean, what did Leota look like to you? Or is Yoel Romero just that much of a freak fighter?
A little tiny bit of both. I think Yoel is a fucking beast, man, and I think the fact that Machida just fights like absolutely top of the top fighters definitely doesn't bode well for him. But Aaron said it, man. I think that's kind of the thing too, man. Machida's not used to getting hit like that, man. His whole style, that whole karate-based style, was based on him avoiding hits. And earlier in his career, he was fast enough to get out of the way of them. And I think I'm actually going to say that I think Machida's decline started way back when, man. When Shogun knocked him out. When he first got knocked out, me and Aaron talk about this shit, man. When you get knocked unconscious and shit like that, I think that ever since then, him getting dinged, he didn't take the punishment as much. And, if you're a guy like fucking Shogun that's from Shoot Box, those dudes are used to getting cracked in their face constantly. And just like in Muay Thai, when you kind of callous your legs and you just get used to fucking kicking bamboo trees, you can kick a little harder. When you're fucking training Muay Thai and you guys spar and you're used to just getting punched in your face on the regular, you take that shit better. Machida's whole style was fucking predicated on not getting hit in his face. When that shit started going by the wayside, he just hasn't handled it well. And to y'all's point, he did look old. He almost, quite frankly, on his walk out to the cage, I kind of thought, yo, Machida looks like he was fucking up-tying one on last night, quite frankly. I thought that on his way out, it looked like he had a little bag under one eye. Either he wasn't feeling very well or he's had a fun weekend in Orlando there before he got to the fight, because he looked interesting going into it, man. He looked kind of tired.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought right on the walkout, he looked real bad. He wasn't up like he normally is, no excitement. And I have to agree with Fred 100%. It was that Shogun loss. Man, up until then, and Fred and I have talked about this, and Eddie, I think we've talked about this too. The fight game's all about confidence, and sometimes all it takes is one. Man, we saw that with, say, like Rich Franklin. We've seen it with Leota Machida, who, funny enough, I think delivered Rich Franklin his first loss. But after that Shogun loss, when he just got beat, I think it was finally put into his head that, yeah, you know what, Karate Kid, it happens. This can happen to you. And now when he gets in any little bit of trouble, you just kind of see him turtle up and wince his face, and it's curtains. So, I don't know. I think some guys have to fight with the idea that they're invincible to be good, and once they lose that idea, they just don't have the intestinal fortitude to stick with it.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so Aaron, you say 1 or 2 more fights and call it quits. I'm thinking one more fight, man. How badly do you want to look like a gatekeeper? I would hate to see Machida look like one if he's not already won.
Here's my thing. The reason I say 2 more fights is because we know it won't be one. Because what they'll do is they'll feed Machida somebody that he can definitely beat. Then he'll get a little bit of confidence and say, okay, everybody, I'm back. And then they'll raise him up the ranks a little bit, and he'll get stomped out again. Then hopefully his camp will be like, look, Leota was a great run. You were a champ at 205. You're a legend in the sport. Now it's time to, I don't know, teach the younger guys, or I'm not sure.
No, I disagree with that. I don't think he's that bad off yet, actually, man. Quite frankly, I think you two cocksuckers fucking take the cows out to the pasture way too fucking early with the JDS. Should JDS retire? Jesus fucking Christ, the dude got beat twice. Not you,
I
Aaron.
know. Yeah,
Not,
what the
chill out.
fuck?
Calm down, Dr. Feelgood. But Eddie had mentioned should fucking JDS just call it quits and shit. I think that, no, man, listen, Machida's fine. Is he a fucking the cream of the crop elite fighter? Probably not. Probably not no more. But listen, man, the same thing could have been said about Robbie Lawler a couple years ago. He's got a loss to the Renz Larkin. He got snuffed out by Jake Shields. Robbie Lawler turned his shit around as a legit bad motherfucker now. I doubt Machida will do that, but there's nothing to say that it's absolutely impossible, man. So if Machida starts getting knocked out by fucking CB Dalloway, if he had lost that fight, then I think this conversation sounds a lot differently. And it's like, okay, Machida, that's a fight that we all know you take. But when he fights somebody like that, he still looks like a world beater. I think we keep him around and shit. He's not going to fight for the belt anytime soon. But he's still the type of guy that could fight. Yeah, at the very least, he could open up a pay-per-view against an interesting prospect or something. I don't think he's done yet.
The reason why I can't agree with that is with Robbie Lawler, we're talking about a guy who's just breaking into his 30s. What is he, like 32, 33?
He's young.
Yeah, maybe 32, 33. I can't remember. Lyoto Machida's an old 37, man. By the time he fights next time, he's 38. There's only less than a handful of guys. How many guys can you count and have fingers left over on one hand who make it to 40 years old and still can function as a fighter even a little bit? I mean, how many times do you want to see Kimbo versus Shamrock, for fuck's sake? Once guys hit that goddamn expiration date, it's time to be done, man. Know when you're done. Part of being smart is knowing when you're done. It's not a detriment. I actually commend guys like Mark Munoz, man. He knew it was done. So he pulled the plug before he got hurt real bad. So what? You want to keep seeing Lyoto Machida fight until a dude like CB Dalloway does snuff him?
Well, I'm just saying he's not there yet. Mark Munoz got choked unconscious by a guy's whose fucking name escapes me. When that happens to Lyoto Machida, when he gets beat by a guy I fucking can't remember, Roan Canarian, whatever the fuck. I'm sure. There you go, Carnero.
Juan Carnero.
There you go. Oh, well, look at you with your cute little pronunciations. Yes, that fucking guy. When Machida loses to a dude like that, then I think it's that. He's just not that bad off yet, man. Yoel Romero's a fucking beast. I think Yoel Romero, outside of this dumb shit afterwards, is, a fucking great fighter. He's explosive as fuck. He's strong as shit. He's got great fucking wrestling. No fucking shame in that necessarily.
You know what? Now that we did take 15 minutes to shit all over Yoel, I will have to say this. The guy came in with a really smart game plan. Usually we see Yoel Romero gas himself out real fast. And he took his time. He wasn't trying to take him down unnecessarily. He wasn't engaging in strikes. I mean, he had one big whiff where I thought he was about to faceplant. But other than that, I saw a little smarter, higher fight IQ out of Yoel than what I'm used to. And I'm really interested to see him in the mix of the top five. Him up against Jacare, him up against Rockhold perhaps, or Weidman if he loses to Rockhold. All of those fights really get my motor revving a hell of a lot more than seeing him with Tim Kennedy or Lyoto Machida, frankly.
Well, go ahead. Sorry.
Let's just go ahead and talk about that fight, because I would say, unless somebody's hurt or something, 9 out of 10 times, they're going to do Jacare Romero after this, right? I mean, we all agree that's the fight that's probably going to happen. It was supposed to happen before. They're going to do that fight. Rockhold's getting the title shot. So, yeah, that's a fantastic fight. And you're right, man. For as much shit that I've been talking about Yoel Romero all day long, outside of his fucking personal beliefs, which is his own fucking opinion, in the cage, he has looked fucking dynamite. And still, finishing Machida like that is a pretty, a fucking big thing to do. So what do you guys think about fucking Romero Jacare? Is Romero ready for that shit yet, though?
Now, Eddie, is Romero a judoka?
I thought
no,
I don't think
freestyle
so.
wrestler.
He's wrestler. I think Hector Lombard is judoka.
Right. Okay, freestyle wrestler. I don't know, man. I want to hear what Eddie has to say on that fight, actually.
All right, we're talking Jacare against Yoel Romero. First of all, that fight was supposed to happen, wasn't it? And I think Romero got hurt.
I think so. Yeah.
That fight was supposed to happen. What's that?
Who did Jacare snuff out? Camozzi?
Chris Camozzi.
Yeah, that was that fight. That's why Camozzi was. He was the only one that stepped up.
Yeah, so I want to see that fight. I think Yoel Romero is on a fucking he's got with this fight win over Machida. He's on he's got that momentum going where he can beat a Jocker. I think he can beat a Jocker. He's not gonna be easy, but I think he can beat him. Now I think if you make Romero Jocker, winner of that gets winner of Rockhold Weidman, unless Rockhold Weidman is such an epic fight that they have to do an immediate rematch. What do you think of that?
Whoa, hold on. Go fuck yourself, Eddie. I tell you what we think of that. Of course, that's a no-brainer. Pick the fucking winner of Jacare Yoel Romero. Don't ride the fence. What is this, a politician's answer?
Oh, I'm picking Romero to win that fight.
Oh, okay. You're actually picking Romero to beat Jacare. Oh, okay.
I think so.
Yeah, well, obviously, the winner of those fights will fight one another. I think that's a given for sure. They're definitely the top 4 guys. Who do you think wins that fight, Aaron, now that you've heard Eddie's synopsis?
I would have to say that if they're smart over at American Top Team and really work on Yoel Romero's cardio, because Jacare is going to make it a tight fight. He is going to have him up against the cage, and he is going to be trying to take him down. That being said, Yoel Romero, freestyle wrestler, he's a beast too, like with Tim Kennedy. We saw that. But we also saw Stoolgate, where after 2 rounds he simply could not stand up off of his stool because he was fucking exhausted. Now, so was Tim Kennedy, and lucky Tim Kennedy ran away like a little girl and got punched in the side of his head and went down. But Jacare, I don't think, is going to be such an easy win. Not that that was a very easy win, but I think Jacare is a lot tougher. He's going to have to be a cardio machine, especially if that ends up being a title fight or a main event, and those guys go 5 rounds, because there's actually a possibility that will slip into the 4th and 5th round. I think it'll come down to cardio, and if I had to put money on it, I'd probably go Jacare.
That's the number one fear with Romero, just like you were saying, is the cardio issue against Stoolgate. It's just, I thought that was gonna happen this fight. By the way, I thought for sure Romero was gonna gas himself out. I was impressed as fuck that he came out very, very patient against a guy like Machida, who guys can't help but not be patient against, because they get frustrated when he comes in and out and flurries and shit. I'm impressed with Romero, especially. Isn't he like 36, 37 as well?
Yeah, we were saying that too. He's up there too.
And to be a freak athlete like that at that age, I mean, damn. Either he's a genetic freak or he's on some shit.
Okay, now wait a second.
How old is Jacare?
Find out.
Younger, like early 30s.
I think he's early 30s, but a lot of that saying, it's not the year, it's the mileage, or it's not the, you know what I mean? It's not the year of the car, it's the mileage. Because look at the Nogueira brothers. They both look like they're 84 years old.
True. And it's not that old.
No, and it's from taking damage. Do you know what I mean? I think they're 36, 37, something like that. But if you look at Big Nog, he really does look like he's pushing 50. And I think some guys, it's just the wear and tear. And at this point, Lyoto Machida's taken more wear and tear. If you look at Yoel Romero's fights, he really hasn't taken any damage in his fights. He's got started late in his MMA career. He only has 11 fights. He's only lost once, and he's really never taken a terrific beating.
I tell you what, dude, that's a good ass fucking fight though, man. Honestly, like I really don't know how to call that. I think that Yoel Romero, I actually kind of think that fight would play out on the feet with striking a lot more, because they're both such great grapplers. I think that even if Yoel tries to wrestle with Jacare, I think he'll be able to get him off of him. And they're both actually powerful fucking dynamic strikers. What the fuck? Like, I think that either one of them could sleep the other one in the first round. And quite frankly, I think that that's one of those fights. I think that they're both get in the pocket and kind of swing for the fences, and one of them's going to get fucking clipped.
Yeah, and Jacare's 35 years old, sorry.
35,
okay.
Yeah.
Damn, yeah, okay. So he's kind of older too. I think that Yoel is faster and has more power on the feet, but I think that Jacare is slightly more technical, and I think that Jacare will land the punch first and wobble Yoel on the feet, and then end up subbing him out on the ground once he's already wobbly.
Okay, I don't know if I'm getting old, because I'm 38. I'll be 39 this summer. But can you name one fight where Jacare looked like a good striker? He's not a great striker. He's a great grappler.
Yeah, but he's fucking got power. Listen, can you name a fight where he's got outstruck?
Well, no, because he's on top of you. I mean, that's why they call it. That's why his nickname is about. Is because once he grabs hold of you, he's not letting go. But I mean, I wouldn't really call. I mean, I think if this does end up being a striking battle, it's going to be ugly. I mean, I would rather see this fight decided up against the cage to see who the better grappler is. Because if these two guys decide to disengage and just strike, I think the fight's going to give me a headache.
Huh. So, what's up?
No, I think Jacare's a decent striker now. I think his striking game has actually fucking stepped up. He's not a great striker, but he strikes with conviction and power, enough to the point to where he gets fuckers backing up.
Could Jacare beat a Rockhold or a Weidman?
No.
I don't think so either.
Yes.
Not the Rockhold, not the Rockhold right now. That the dude that we've been seeing in the cage lately by Rockhold, I'm actually going to favor Rockhold going into the Weidman fight, I think.
Okay, hold on. Now, just calm down there. You said what fights has fucking Jacare looked like a good striker in? I'll tell you. He looked like a decent striker against Gegard Mousasi, who was a fucking fantastic striker. He fucking TKO'd Yushin Okami, which, like, Yushin's not a great striker, but he's not easy to fucking TKO either. Fucking knocked out Derek Brunson and submitted Robbie Lawler. So go fuck yourself.
Like, okay, all right. You know what? The first two was pretty impressive with your little Google search right there. But then you threw out Derek Brunson. You blew it. You were on such a good run right there that you blew it. But hey, let's there's a couple of other fights, or at least one other fight that was interesting. What did you guys think about Ponzinibbio Larkin?
Larkin finally showed up, dude. Larkin is he's like, we always talk about guys that can't pull the trigger. Larkin is the definition of a guy who can't pull the fucking trigger. That's just my opinion on that. He has all the talent in the world, but he always looks like it's always looking like he's loading up, looking for the perfect shot to end the fight quickly, and then he misses his window, right? To land any shots whatsoever. So I was happy as fuck to finally see this dude actually like kind of live up to his potential, and I'm hoping that he keeps doing that shit and goes and finishes it all the time. But I really liked his finish, man. That was a fun. That was a really fucking nasty win for him.
I tell you what, I would have lost money on that fight. I thought the odds maker had it wrong. I definitely thought Santiago Ponzinibbio. I just love that name. He's looked bad in his last couple of performances, but I'll tell you, man, Larkin must hold a lot of power in his strikes. Because did you see his leg? Did you see Ponzinibbio's leg after those couple of leg kicks?
Fucked up.
I mean, it was jacked real bad. I mean, it was bad. You could tell he was scared. So I don't know. One more fight for Larkin. I want to see him. What did we say, Kirby? Like fight number 9, number 8, somewhere in there.
Yeah. I would love to see him fight the loser of Matt Brown, Tim Means.
Yep.
I think Lorenz Larkin's a bad motherfucker, man. I think 185 wasn't a great fit for him. And I think I completely agree with Eddie, man. I think he's one of these dudes that if he just has the Chris Lytle syndrome, if he just throws his fucks out the window and starts unloading on folks, I think he would be very fucking dangerous at 170 for sure. He's a fucking very powerful striker, and he's creative too, man. He's just gotta fucking let it go. If he lets it go, he can fucking unleash the Hurt Locker on fucking people, as he just showed.
Hey, do we have an event this weekend?
Not UFC for sure. There's no UFC this weekend. There's UFC. I think fucking 189 is next weekend. No, this weekend there's nothing.
Okay, you're talking. Okay, yeah. It's on the 11th, the 12th, something like that. 189.
The 11th is 189, and I think Tough 21 finale is the very next day. We have a Sunday card.
Who gives a shit?
God,
who's headlining that?
ATT versus Black Zillion, whoever the fuck. Okay. Oh, no, Jake Ellenberger, I think is fighting. Or am I wrong?
Oh yeah, isn't it Wonder Boy versus Ellenberger?
Ah, yeah, it is. I fuck with the Wonder Boy though. That's interesting.
Wonder Boy's gonna fuck him up, I think. I like Steven. I like Steven. So.
I want the Wonder Boy to win.
Did you just say I like Stevie Wonder?
No, Wonder Boy.
Oh, okay.
I like Stevie Wonder too.
I do too.
Stevie Wonder's shit.
He's pretty awesome. Ray Charles is all right too. I'll tell you what, between Ellenberger and old Wonder Boy there, for me that's a coin toss, and I don't give a shit if it's head or tails. To tell you the truth, neither of those guys really float my boat all that much. I have to be completely honest with that one. That might be a card that I skip.
No. I really like the Wonder Boy. The Wonder Boy hasn't lost to anybody but Matt Brown, right?
I'd have to look.
I think so. I think Matt Brown was like his only loss. I think he's undefeated since that loss to Matt Brown. I think Stephen Thompson's cool, man. I like dude. I I hope he wins. I think that Jake Ellenberger is fucking curtains, Jack. I don't really want to see him win because I definitely don't think that he's on a train going anywhere. So hopefully the Wonder Boy can come out and throw a fucking spinning tornado kick at that dude.
Thompson's only loss is against Matt Brown, UFC 145, 2012, April 2012.
Yeah, man.
Then okay, why am I so unimpressed? Then is he like a decision? Is he a decision guy?
In his last 4 fights, 4 wins, 2 decisions, 2 TKOs, but he's only fought Nashawn Burrell, Chris Clements, Robert Whitaker, and Patrick Cote. Those are his last 4.
Maybe it's his opponents.
It's his opponents.
No, but Robert did he finish Robert Whitaker?
Robert Whitaker was a win by TKO in the first round.
Hey, that's not shabby, Jack. That's not shabby.
No, Robert Whitaker's looking a lot better right now. So I don't know. Maybe I'll have to open my eyes to Thompson a little bit more. I might just be biased. But here's the thing. Like I said, it's his opponents. I can't stand Ellenberger. Who's he fighting? I don't really care for 3 out of the 4 guys that he had fought before. Maybe it's just the fact that he's always fighting against a guy where I'm like, nah, I'm not watching this crap. I don't know. So really, I mean, did we have anything else interesting happen besides Yoel Romero not for being gay Jesus?
I mean, you said it before we started the fucking broadcast. ATT looking bad on this card.
Hold on.
Weasel Steve.
Well, hold on. Before we go into that, let's touch on the Eddie Truck Gordon thing. As much as we fuck with Eddie Truck, but listen, let's get to the root of it. Me and we talked about this a little bit earlier on Stand and Bang, Aaron. But let's go deeper into what we was talking about. The talent pool with Tough just being dry as an old woman snatch. I mean,
hey, you know what? I went back and listened to the show. I actually misheard you when you said it, and you made a really good point. I think sometimes the best guys at the gym are being told to not do the show.
Yeah, I would think so, man, because I think at this point, fucking 45 seasons later, in the MMA community, fuckers that are in the in crowd, the managers and shit, the real talents at the gym, I think all those cats know that it's a pretty restrictive contract. And if you're good enough, you know Bellator, UFC, somebody's going to come calling. I think at this point, the fuckers that go out and try out for Tough are bottom of the barrel fuckers. God forbid, not trying to shit on Eddie, but I think he's the type of caliber that we're going to see winning Tough from now on because nobody else wants to try out.
Well, I don't think bottom of the barrel is fair. I think it's middle of the road. I think these are the guys that are, like I said, mediocre, who probably their management or their trainers know that is the only shot of them getting in the UFC. Where they're real golden boys, they know that they're going to be RFA champs or they're going to be, Cage Rage or whatever it is, the feeder organizations. They know that these guys are going to be multiple belt winners and Joe Silva's going to notice them. The middle of the road guys who have a little bit of potential but probably won't get there without the reality show, I think that's who we're seeing on the show now.
Yeah, and as we were talking about Steve Montgomery, the creepy weasel, getting taken out by a 155er with mean fucking striking, by the way. He fucking knocked him the fuck out with a solid ass left hand. That was sick. I'm excited to see Sims at 155, by the way. I can't wait to see his next fight, but maybe
now wait,
maybe a lot of it because Steve sucks.
Sims is normally a 155er, but we saw him fight at 170, right?
Right, yeah. This fight was at 170 because it was short notice, and for both of them it was short notice. But definitely, okay. They told Sims 170 or not at all. No. Be where you're comfortable. He doesn't feel that he's a 170 fighter. But I will ask you this though: what did you like better, guys? And I don't know if you guys watched this or not. I'm not sure if Fred got a chance. But what did you like better? Dirty Weasel Steve getting knocked out with that left, or Joe Schilling's shellacking? Oh, I hate to say it because I'm a big Joe Schilling fan, but that was a nasty fucking knockout, dude.
Same. The Joe Schilling shit, man. I think because it was surprising too, man. It's always kind of weird to see a striker like that get knocked the fuck out like that.
I'll tell you what, man. He cut his fucking puppet strings. That boy hit him with that left hand, and it was, immediate. His body stiffed up and bounced all over the cage. Holy shit, that was a gnarly knockout.
So did that fucking put the nail in the coffin of his MMA career? Joe Schilling, is that it?
Yeah, dude, 2-5, and now he's starting to get shellacked by guys we've never heard of.
Yep.
Because the other guy was undefeated, right? Cato. but I had never heard of him before that. And you've got Joe Schilling, who is, you know, a glory kickboxing champion, and he got straight starched in striking by a dude that I have never heard of. But then I think afterwards the stat said that he has all of his finishes by KO.
Yeah, I don't think he's and everything has been KO for him. But here's the thing about okay, let's rank him here between Joe Schilling getting knocked out. What was the one we're talking about? The Stevie Wonder, Steve Montgomery knockout, and the Thiago Santos knockout though.
Yeah.
God damn. The way he hit him with a fucking head kick, dude, the dude went retarded immediately. I think the most gangster part of that knockout though was when Thiago came when Santos came in to finish him off and he pulled a punch at the end. Like, I could fuck you up some more, but nah.
Yo, when his corner came in, did he say thanks for not hitting him again?
I didn't hear that part. Probably.
If they had any sense, they would. That I tell you what, I'm not exactly sure which one I would give. Like, I think that's a tie because one was with a punch and one was with a kick, and neither one of them could have been any better because that was 100% shin up against that dude's dome piece, and that straight left was 100% fist all up in his jaw. So I'm gonna have to give them both A+ knockouts. Those made my weekend.
I love the head kick. I love the head kick, though. I mean, all the knockouts are great, but there's something beautiful about somebody landing a fucking shin to the dome head kick. And he set it up beautifully, too, because I think he had threw either a couple leg or body kicks, and Homeboy's hands he was totally waiting on a body or a leg shot, and that fucker was just like, boom, right upside your dome piece, homeboy.
The worst part about it was the sound. Like, I didn't catch it real good the first time, but when they did the multiple replays and you heard the sound that his shin made up against his cassava melon, holy shit.
Fuck it, yeah, dude. It was a nastiest knockout of the night. And honestly, the card, look, 12 guys got pulled because of visa issues, tons of last-minute replacements, bunch of guys that were doing the UFC debuts. Overall, not a bad card. Ended up being a pretty decent card with all the knockouts, really.
I said earlier that it was a pretty shitty card, and I think it was the reason I felt that way is because there were fights that were set up before the visa issues that I was looking forward to.
Yeah, I mean, the Eric Silva Rick Story was on there, right?
Yeah, so to see the replacement fights,
I
wasn't as happy. As far as finishes and good performances, it really wasn't that bad, but it really wasn't that good either. There's probably only, 4 fights on there that are very memorable and good fights.
Overall, yeah, there's stuff you want to see on Fight Pass later on, probably.
Am I wrong, or was that card long as hell?
It felt pretty long, didn't it? Like, it went way too long. It was late, I'll tell you that. It went fucking late. The main card didn't start till fucking 10 p.m. Eastern time.
And it seems like, it didn't get done to 12:30?
Yeah, about.
Yeah, so that was a long, drawn-out card. But so we don't have any UFC coming up this weekend. We got 2 the following weekend. One is arguably the largest card of the summer, or for some people with man buns and disgusting beards, the largest fight in their life. So what are we going to do with Keyboard Warriors? Are we doing one next week? Or are we going to do a pre-show?
I don't know. What do you guys want to do with that? Because it's okay. Well, obviously I've said it on a couple other shows, but I'm out of town this entire week. But no, I'll be back by next Tuesday.
Yeah. So why don't we do a 189 pre-fight show?
All right. Yeah, let's do that. Next Tuesday we'll do that.
All right.
Yeah, cool.
I'm down. It's definitely the biggest fight. I mean, is there a bigger fight coming up? Like, even for the rest of the year that we can, like, short of shit that's not being made in December yet from New York. Like, it's definitely the biggest fight on the horizon.
Oh, nothing's happening in New York this year at all.
Okay. Well, there you go.
I don't think so.
Yeah, dude, what, have you been in a closet, man? New York slammed that proposal.
Oh, shit. No, I didn't hear that.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, Dana White was freaking out about it. Then their production building burnt down. Dana White's having no kind of luck right now. But no, man, the fucking New York thing ain't happening again.
Now, let me ask you something, because now that we're talking about 189, it's a question I've been asking, wanting to ask Fred. And I might have asked you earlier, but I don't remember what you said. With the Jose Aldo, the rib injury shit, the UFC saying it's not a what's called a fracture or a broken rib, it's a bruise. Everybody else, including doctors, saying it's broken, and now they're setting up Chad Mendes as a backup. Do you think, Fred, that this fight's even going to go down between Aldo and Conor?
Um, I hope, man. I hope it does, but I don't know, man. Usually where there's smoke, there's fire, right? If the word came out tomorrow that Jose was pulling out and his rib was broken, it would not fucking surprise me in the slightest. Um, I don't know. Listen, where are the papers at? You said everybody always says this shit like it's been this doctor said this, that doctor said that. Like the UFC doctors say this, and then Aldo's doctor say this. Post that shit. Social media is everywhere. Somebody post a fucking X-ray so we see if it's bruised or fucking broken. Somebody knows. He went to a fucking doctor somewhere, and some doctor knows for an absolute 1,000,000% fact whether it's bruised, broken, whatever the fuck. Fucking Dr. Feelgood could probably rub on his ribs for 10 minutes and figure out whether it's actually fucking broken or bruised.
Well, you know what? I will have to play devil's advocate on that. If it's a hairline fracture, it all depends on the view that they took and how good the radiologist looking at the picture was. And that's the true thing. Here's my concern. At this point, I'm about 50-50 on whether it's going to be Aldo or Mendez, because the UFC doesn't do anything unintentionally. Now all of a sudden they're saying that Mendez is coming out on top as far as the odds favorite, and he's going to get paid either way. And just, I don't know, man. Like Fred just said, when there's smoke, there's fire. And so now I'm gun shy in the whole thing. I could definitely see it being Mendez versus McGregor.
I mean, look, just like we were saying, the odds makers are making Mendez a favorite somehow. This is pretty late fucking notice for Chad Mendez. You know, to have to cut weight. Now, he's getting paid to cut weight. That's basically what he's getting paid for. But, and come in just in case. But, coming in very late notice, I mean, Aaron, do you think he should be a favorite?
No. No. That's actually one of the things that boggles my mind the most. Has he not lost to the champion twice?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And they had Conor the favorite over the champion. So how can the guy who already lost to the champion twice, who wasn't the favorite, be the favorite over Conor McGregor?
Yeah, I don't know. That's. But wait a minute. Is this like fucking groundbreaking? Have they ever done this for any other fight in the history of the UFC? Like had a guy on retainer, basically, like, look, homeboy, we're going to pay you, Jack. You show. I don't give a fuck if Jose's on the scale. You show up. You make weight. We're gonna take care of you. Like. I don't know. It seems like they're bending over backwards to make sure Conor stays on. Sometimes they're just like, fuck it, Jack. It is what it is. But I've never seen them do this before.
That's because there's millions of dollars involved, man. I read today that Jose Aldo stands to lose $4 million if he doesn't fight.
Fuck. No wonder he wants to fight so bad. Holy shit.
I mean, we literally have fighters who walk out of there with $8,000, and they're talking about him losing $4 million. Yeah, those are high stakes, son. That's not like Money Mayweather stakes, but for a UFC fighter, pretty goddamn close.
I wonder who out of that gym is the one that blurted out broken ribs and shit, because he should have told me to shut the fuck up. You gotta ruin it for me, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Crazy.
So should he fight? Let's say his rib is bruised. Let's say it's not broken, but it fucking hurts. If you're Jose Aldo, do you go ahead and take this fucking fight? Like, what should he do?
I got 4 million reasons to take the fucking fight.
And besides that, man, all the adrenaline and shit, he ain't going to feel that rib that night. And look at what Conor said. Hey, for all the cutesy bullshit that he said, I watched a nice calm interview with him. The interview and he said, I'm not going after his rib. I'm going after his chin. Mm-hmm. So if he really wants to knock him out, whatever. He might just be playing a game, and the first thing he does is biggity blast him right in his fucking wrist.
You know? Boy, Jack, that's what he does. Fake that face and kick that motherfucker right in his bad rib.
Exactly. And then he'll be like, psych! Yeah, you know what I mean? But, hey, you know what? Here's the thing. He's been the champion for 10 years. You motherfuckers think if he loses to McGregor, he ain't going to get an instant rematch anyways.
Oh, for sure. No, that's part of it, too. If he fights, he's for sure gotten the instant rematch guaranteed on his contract. There's no way he hasn't.
So there you go. He makes $2 to $4 million on this fight, and then he comes out and he says, you know what? My whib's hoot. And then he gets to come back and maybe win. And if he loses twice, well, then we know fucking Conor Jackass McGregor is actually what he said he was.
You're right. You're right. You know what? Hearing you say that, I changed my. I think that Jose will fight this fight. You're right. Listen. He's got a lot of money to make. Worst case scenario, he loses and gets an immediate rematch, and he still pockets his fucking $2 or $4 million. Unless he really can't take this fight, he's gonna take it.
Did you hear him say I was right that many times in a row? I just got these. I thought maybe they had some sort of weird sound condenser in them.
Hey, I give credit where it's due, goddammit.
All right, that's cool. All right, so we gonna wrap this fucker up or what, guys?
Yeah, let's wrap it up. It's getting late for everybody, and my allergies are fucking killing me. All right, fellas. Well, thanks for joining us tonight.
Pussy.
And fuck you, Ohio. Go suck a dick. Anyway, I can't breathe right now. I will fuck you up, boy. I'm kidding. I wouldn't fight you. You're too cool. I wanna whip your ass too bad.
Yeah, especially not when you're over there sniffling and sneezing like a fucking 13-year-old place-wearing twat that can't breathe.
All right, fellas. All right, well, hey, thanks everyone for joining us tonight. We appreciate everyone coming in last second. Stand and Bang actually just came out with a brand new episode. Michael, Ben, and Paige, right? How give them a little bit of a preview of it.
Fred, go ahead.
The show is tight, man. We changed things up a little bit. I think we're going to do just one guest a week from now on and give the show more of an actual show feel, kind of have a beginning, middle, and an end, and be able to focus on one interview and focus on that person and kind of discuss the current MMA landscape with them as opposed to how the fuck they got into liking to kick people in the face. So it was fun, man. We had a lot of shit to talk about from last night. This episode was great, and MVP was fucking brilliant, in Andrew's words. He fucking talked about a lot of shit, and we got a little bit of insight on what his plan is for his next fight. So, tune the fuck in.
He's fighting in 3 weeks on one of the Bellator cards against Rudy Bears, and Rudy Bears is 16-13. So we got Michael Venom Page. I think they're handing him a can. So hopefully he can do what he's known for, that real flashy striking, and hopefully we'll see him land a spinning kick upside his dome piece or something.
Did you guys ask him about Romero?
Huh?
Did you guys ask him about Romero and the shit that he said?
He didn't
Off
see
air.
it.
Oh, you didn't see it? Oh, no.
Yeah, off air we asked him if he watched the fights and what's up with Yoel Romero. He did get a little chuckle out of it when we told him that Yoel Romero might have said nah for gay people. Or not for gay Jesus. He was like, I'm gonna have to go watch.
Yeah, but listen, all bullshit aside, you're right, man. Rudy Bears is just a warm body dog, and if you like seeing somebody do some fucking stylish, cool Anderson Silva type striking, clowning shit, MVP is going to clown the shit out of this dude, and he's going to do something really fucking cool. So make sure you watch that fight. It'll be on the main card on Spike too. So.
All right, and as far as the episode, when is it going to be available, and where can people get it?
Well, it is available right now on SoundCloud, and it's actually doing very well on SoundCloud as far as SoundCloud numbers goes. But it will be out on iTunes and everywhere else Tuesday at 8:01 p.m. I actually ran out of space on my RSS feed and I'll run out again next month too because the show's landing right on the first day being the weekend. So Tuesday night, I'll be able to put it up on iTunes and Stitcher and everywhere else. So keep an eye out for it.
All right, make sure you keep an eye out, especially if you go on Reddit. If you see these guys post, upvote the shit out of it, leave a comment, discuss with people. I know Reddit's full of dickheads, but it's always fun to fuck some people on, especially when they're negative Nancy's.
You know what? And another thing too, like if anybody's watching the show and you guys are on Twitter, fuck with us on Twitter. We're just normal guys. Give us feedback. Tell us the show sucked, or tell us that you liked it. But if you tell us the show sucked, you better have a fucking reason why. Besides, I'm a dork and he's a hippie. Give us actual.
Please.
Give us actual criticism.
I fucking invite that. Come hate on us. I love that shit. I've actually been going back and forth with a couple douchebags on Twitter. He didn't say hey, Jesus. What do you know what he said?
Real quick, do you want to talk about the one guy that tapped too quick?
Oh yeah. Quickly before we go, Mr. Matt Mitrione, I love you. And here's the funny thing, Meathead, I'm a big fan of yours. Yoel Romero, I fuck with you. But you cute cocksuckers fucked up. Meathead, you was talking shit about somebody giving up in a fight too easy. That's fucking ironic because you gave up in a fight very fucking easy, the biggest fight of your life. And you little nut huggers on Twitter, well, what do you know about it? You'd give up quick too. I don't claim to be the baddest fucking man on planet Earth, douchebag. I talk about it. Go fuck yourself.
I'll tell you what, I agree with Kirby there, man. If Ben Rothwell grabbed my fucking little head like that and squeezed, I'd fucking tap just as fast as Mitrione. But at the same time, Mitrione's the same size, and he was shitting on John Alessio, which I shit on John Alessio too for fucking that fight up. Caveman was whipping his ass, and he took the easy way out. But I'll tell you what would have been easier. Matt Mitrione, just watch the fight, keep your tweets to yourself. Do you know what I mean? Just like Kirby said, those in glass houses shouldn't be throwing big old fucking stones like that. So,
Jessica Penne, she can talk shit about somebody quitting because she didn't fucking quit. She took her beating like a goddamn woman does. Matt Mitrione fucking tapped as fast as he could to get that big bear off of him. As you said, he needs to keep his tweets to his fucking self.
Yeah, I tell you what, I don't know if Jessica Penne took a beating like a woman does. I don't even want to know what the hell that means. That's almost as bad as for gay Jesus. She took a beating like a man does, and I'll tell you what.
All right. What you cunts knew what I meant. What the shit?
I'll tell you what, Jessica Penne, even though she lost, being able to hang like that and not giving up, her stock actually went up. Not as much as Jedrick, because now I actually have nightmares about that bitch. But yeah, man, Jessica Penne, tough girl.
Yep.
All right, so yeah, just like Kirby was saying, he went back and forth with Meathead for a while. That shit was really fucking entertaining. So you want to send some hate over at Kirby? Go ahead. You can find him at Kirby_MMA. He loves that shit. And at Gem City Fighting. Aaron's over at Stand and Bang MMA. Oh, sorry, Stand and Bang Radio. And the website is standandbangmma.com. And yeah, that's gonna be it for us today. You guys have a good night. Appreciate everyone watching, and we'll talk to you guys later.